why you can't breathe on Mars, even with oxygen. Mars has millions of cubic kilometers of water ice. Water contains oxygen. So, if you crash landed on Mars, could you just melt some ice, take off your helmet, and breathe? Do that, and you will die in a matter of seconds. Here is why. First, let's address the ice. Yes, water, H2O, has an oxygen atom. But your lungs cannot process oxygen when it is chemically locked to hydrogen. You can't breathe liquid water on Earth. And you certainly can't breathe solid ice on Mars. Okay, so we can't breathe the ice. What about the air? Mars does have an atmosphere, but it is 95% carbon dioxide. Free oxygen makes up only a microscopic 0.13%. Taking a breath would instantly poison your blood. But the composition isn't even the worst part. The atmosphere is incredibly thin, about 100 times thinner than Earth's. Even if Mars had 100% pure oxygen, you still couldn't breathe it. Your lungs rely on air pressure to push gas in. Because the pressure is so incredibly low, you cross a terrifying physical boundary called the Armstrong limit. Without atmospheric pressure holding your bodily fluids together, the water in your saliva, tears, and blood would instantly start to boil. While your blood boils from low pressure, your body would freeze from the temperature. The average temperature on Mars is minus 60 degrees Celsius, minus 80 degrees Fahrenheit. The sudden intake of this frigid air would instantly freeze your lung tissue, causing it to shatter. Let's pretend you have magic lungs that resist freezing and pressure. Now you face the dust. Martian soil is packed with perchlorates, highly toxic chemicals. It's also superfine and electrostatically charged. It would slice through your respiratory system like microscopic razors. So, breathing the atmosphere directly is a death sentence. How will future astronauts survive? On the Perseverance rover, NASA tested a golden box called MOXIE. MOXIE acts like a mechanical tree. It sucks in the toxic carbon dioxide, heats it to 800 degrees Celsius, and literally rips the oxygen atoms away from the carbon. It proved that we can manufacture breathable air right out of thin, toxic air. And what about that ice? Instead of trying to breathe it, future colonies will use solar panels to run electrolysis. By running electricity through melted ice, they will split the water into oxygen for breathing and hydrogen for rocket fuel. Could Mars ever have a breathable atmosphere naturally? Scientists dream of terraforming Mars, releasing greenhouse gases to melt the poles, thicken the atmosphere, and plant trees. But that process would take thousands of years. Until that distant future, keep your helmet tightly locked. The red planet is beautiful, but it wants you dead. If this survival guide blew your mind, hit that subscribe button. Visit my channel.